let's talk about chapter 1.3, which is all about the roles organisms play in ecosystems. So let's think, as a student, what role do you play in your school? As a teacher, what role do I play? Everybody has a role to play in responsibility and duty to provide for their earth and ecosystem. Whether it's provide food, to entertain, to make the world a better place, the role as humans, as we're so lucky to be given, is kind of up to us. However, animals are on a different path. They have roles that they need to fulfill so that the ecosystem can sustain itself. Take a look at this picture here of the pond ecosystem. What roles do you see that's within there? Maybe the fish swimming around providing food for a bear, or maybe it's the algae within the pond providing energy for the fish to eat, or is it the sun providing energy for all the plants that surround the pond? Without the sun, without the bear, without the fish, without the algae, there would be an imbalance among that ecosystem, leading to its downfall, and then the downfall of humans who need those things to survive as well. This role, it's called in scientific terms a niche. Now don't freak out, it's not your niece, it's your niche. All right? Now a niche in scientific terms is both the space where an organism lives and its role that it plays within that ecosystem. To determine an organism's niche, you must look at what it eats, where it lives, and how it interacts with other organisms within that ecosystem. Let's look at a few different types of niches that animals might play in an ecosystem. All right, first one is called producers. What's a producer? A producer is like a plant, like this guy right here, who produces or makes their own food using the sunlight from the sun, water from the rain, and carbon dioxide breathed out by me. They fill a niche called the producer. They produce or start the food chain from the beginning. On the other hand, we have consumers. What do consumers do? Well, if they don't produce, they consume. They consume the plants that produce the energy. They also consume other consumers, like how a wolf might eat a rabbit. They cannot create their own food. That's right, they must consume and make their energy from other animals in which they consume. Guess what? There's three types of these bad boys, three types of consumers. You have herbivores who only eat plants, no animals, they're vegetarian. You also have carnivores who eat things like that. Whoa! A bunny. They eat living things to get their energy. And then you have people like me who are omnivores. They're everything. I can eat plants and I can eat this bunny. Aw, so cute. Come up here, buddy. Aw. Nice little bunny. All right, get out of here before I eat you, because I'm an omnivore. I can eat both plants and animals. Ever wonder why you never see or rarely see like dead animals in the natural environment? Well, it's because we have these things called scavengers and decomposers, another type of niche in the ecosystem. See, a scavenger and decomposer are like cleanup squads for the ecosystem. Scavengers work by finding and feasting on and getting energy from finding dead animals in the ecosystem. They don't like to hunt alive animals like real consumers do, like a T-Rex or maybe a lion in today's age. But scavengers, like the turkey vulture, they thrive on finding dead animals in the wild and consuming their flesh for their energy. See, the vulture is not a bad animal or bad guy in any sense. He's very necessary in order to keep the environment clean. You also have decomposers. Here's an example. You ever left something in your fridge for a very, very long time? Something you shouldn't have done and your parents kind of scolded you at for? But when you were being forced to throw it out, it smelled disgusting. It was green and moldy. These are decomposers at work. See, what they do is they break down or decompose dead waste materials such as rotting wood, dead animals, animal waste, or old apples on the ground. Many bacteria and fungi are decomposers. A decomposer does not bite or chew its meal. Rather, it releases a chemical onto it, like an enzyme, onto the dead animal or dead plant. And that enzyme, like an acid, dissolves the meal, the food, the meat, or the plant down to small digestible molecules. It then sits on it and absorbs its nutrients into its own cells. The nutrients then return to the environment when the decomposers die. Now there's a really cool indigenous sustainability practice at play here. Let's check it out. See, there's two main teachings at play here. The first one is something we talked about earlier, which is all about sustainability practices. Now, their practice and teachings involve sustainability. Remember the 7 generation rule. Now, what they're saying here is use all of what you hunt. All of what you hunt can be used to fuel your life. Now, the animal or whatever you hunted sacrificed its life to fuel yours. So you should give it respect and use all of what it gave you. So whether that's food to eat, energy to use like that, or is it clothes to put on our back to keep us warm, or is it fur to trade, to make money to feed our families? The second indigenous practice at play here is, again, the holistic all my relations practice, where this understanding takes place in how every single living creature around us has a role to play, and we also have a role to play in either protecting them or using them to feed our families, but in a sustainable method. This goes into our next part, and I'm gonna stay sitting because I'm tired. There's some relationships at play here. The decomposer decomposes, it dies, it then fuels the ground with nutrients that the trees can then soak up to provide more energy for maybe a rabbit to chew on its leaf. That then the wolf comes and eats the rabbit for its energy, and the bear eats the wolf. However it goes, the energy at play is in a relationship, a continuous relationship that allows the ecosystem to roll on forever.